Okay, so in ABAP, the declarative part is the logic part where the logic is defined. That is how the structure of the program is maintained and created. So, uh, to have clarity with ABAP, uh, it is best to use comments. Like, for example, if I actually show you SC93, transaction code will be MRKO, display program. Okay, now here we have comments like this. Okay, the comments are actually given in this way, where we actually tell that the logic of each comment. Like, for example, this comment is starting with inverted commas. Okay, same here, inverted commas, single line are covered in inverted commas, rest is covered in star and dashes. Okay, so commenting is best uh, to use to explain the logic of the program, which is necessary for other ABAP developers to understand the logic, the structure of the program. So if we write a first program that is parameters input 16, type C is character, right? The input was input. We'll see what this is. We'll write a program, and for that we'll go to SC38, SC38 Z underscore 28 March, and first program, create first program, 28th of March, executable, save. This will be local object. Local object. And what's the program? Parameters. Parameters, it's in blue, input 16, type C, okay, and right, the input was input, okay. Let's check it. Activate. And direct processing. We'll run this program. Input was net, LLP execute. Input was net, right? So now, in principle, ABAP programs statements work only with the data of the same program. That is, the data that is defined in the program will be executed by that program. So if there are user inputs or screens from other tables or database, they must be transported to the program, so that if you want to run that program in one with imported tables, fields, or databases, that has to be transported in that very program. So that's why we make packages. Okay, we include packages as we saw in SC83. 3. I'll show that again. SC 93, sorry, SC 93, MRKO, display, selection screen. Okay, now here the modules are actually imported here. If I go page down, there should be an include. Include is not here. Okay. Utilities, versions, version management. Okay. 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 If I go to program, I'll just show what are includes. That will give us a perspective. Here we have include. Okay. Now this is basically imported from other tables or databases or structures, and this basically is included in this program if you want to run this. So that is what is used in a package. So physical units with which ABAP statements work at runtime are called internal program data objects. The contents of data object occupy memory space. As we saw in the program, we wrote input in brackets 16. Let me just C38 and change. Okay, the size of that container input variable was 16. So it actually occupies space. So ABAP statements access these contents by addressing the name of the data object. The name of the data object is input, and the characteristic is parameters. Parameters. And data object has technical attributes which are defined at all times when a web program is running. Technical attributes are data type. What is data type? It's parameters. Okay, in this case, and field length, which is in this case 16. And attributes are also type C, character, right? A number of decimal places. The data type, it also determines how the contents will be interpreted. How means either it's a character, it's integer, or a Boolean, okay, or integer type, okay. So there are data types like character, numeric, fact decimal, floating point, hexadecimal, and so on. There are numerous data types. Predefined are characters, numerics, date, time, hexadecimal. Predefined numerics are integer, floating, and fact number. Field length for data type, floating, integer, time is fixed. Okay. What is D? Date. Field line determines number of bytes the data object will occupy. In types, character, numericals, hexa, package is not part of type definition. So you have the liberty to define the sizes of the memory at your own will as per the requirement. Data type package is particularly used for exact calculation in business context. When you define an object with P, you also specify a number of decimal places. So decimal places can also be defined by an ABAP developer. So you can also define elementary data types using the types statement. Now, this is something interesting where you can actually borrow the characteristics, features of a table, for example, and you can create your own internal table. We'll see that later. Okay. So this was data types that we discussed today. We'll be back again with more. Thank you.